Hey everybody, Don Georgievich here with Job Interview Tools. If you were fired from your last job, getting asked in a job interview, why did you leave your last job, is the question you hope never comes up in the interview. But the thing is, it's gonna happen. So if you were fired, canned, let go, laid off, terminated, whatever, that's a question you need to prepare for, and that's what I want to help you do in this video. But before we get started, if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe so you get notifications every time I release a new video. So, true story here. I was working with a client from Barcelona, and she was a marketing manager who was terminated after only 10 months on the job. And the reason for getting fired was that her boss felt she created too many conflicts and she had problems with her colleagues. Ouch! I mean, that one stings because that was written in her permanent file. But the problem was that it just wasn't true. And if you knew her, you would say the same. But she had to get a lawyer involved and things got really messy. The thing is that her performance was excellent and her colleagues loved her and they supported her all throughout this. But the problem was that she had a very insecure boss who felt, she would eventually replace him. So he fired her. I mean, I just can't stand people like that. I mean, don't you? But sadly, they exist. So her big problem was what to tell prospective interviewers while she interviewed for jobs because, well, they probably won't believe the bad boss story, even though it was true. And talking badly about anyone in a job interview just, only makes you look bad. So here's the thing. Should she say that she's still working there, or should she say that she quit? But the problem with either of those is that they're both lies. But saying that you still work there has some advantages because you can exclude them from your references, and if someone is considering hiring you, calling your current employer for a reference is just off limits, for obvious reasons. But the thing is, it's a lie, and it's likely to come back to haunt you. So in most cases, the best approach is to say that you were let go in spite of your excellent track record because you and your boss just weren't compatible on a personal level. You can say that, we just couldn't bond with each other because our personalities were different. But you want to stress that it didn't affect your working relationship, nor your performance. That's really important because that shows, you're the mature one in the relationship and you were able to work with difficult people that don't even like you. I mean, you could even go on to say that, not being able to bond was harder for him than it was for me because, he just wasn't as comfortable around other people. And then you go on to say that you still respect him as a manager and you don't fault him for letting you go or, something like that. And saying that you still respect him as a manager makes you look good. But you only want to say that if it's true for you. I mean, if it's not, then try to find at least one thing you like or respect about him or her, and then share that. That way you're being true to yourself and you're being honest. But make sure that, you put that in your own words so it's true, but you also want to be brief. You see, the longer you talk while you're trying to explain why you were fired will make your story less believable. That's just the way it goes. So be concise. Give them the short version of the story. Tell them just enough of your story, so it leaves no room for follow-up questions. I mean, ideally, after you tell them what happened, you want them to think to themselves, that what you were saying actually makes sense and is believable. And then they'll probably just move on. And that's really all there is to answering questions about why you were fired or, why did you leave your last job? Now, that's really all I have for you today. I hope you found that helpful. If you have an interesting termination story that you want to share in the comments below, please share it. I would love to hear it, and I'm sure everyone else would too. We all have our own. I've had some crazy termination stories myself. Some jobs I've quit, some I was let go. I mean, it's painful, it's awkward, it's uncomfortable. It kind of makes you feel less than everybody else, but don't let it get to you. Don't let that bad boss, who fired you for the wrong reasons beat you down. You're better than that. All right. Again, that's all I got for you. If, you got fired and you're going to be interviewing for jobs, you're probably going to need to prep up on answering some questions. So I'd invite you to download the top 10 interview questions here. And you can get this for free from my website. It's jobinterviewtools.com/top10. And the cool thing about this book is it actually teaches you how to answer, why you were let go from your last job, or, why you were fired, or, why did you leave your last job? Any of those. It also covers questions like, tell me about yourself, and, what are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? It's got some great questions in there that you might want to ask prospective employers. So, great book here. Like I said, you can get it from jobinterviewtools.com/top10. Just put in your name, email, address. I will send this right out to you. It's a very handy little book. I know you're going to love it. So that's all I got for you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And if you want to get notified every time I release a new video, please subscribe. All right, my friend, good luck on your interview, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.